Hey guys, thanks so much for running and facilitating a study group last Friday. From what I've heard, it went really well. So thank you so much for your efforts and your hard work with that. I just want to quickly run through our study for this Friday. So our passage is Luke chapter 15, verses 11 to the end of the chapter, and it's the story of the prodigal son. So all of us have probably had a time when we were kids when we wanted to run away from home. Either someone did something that really annoyed us, or we were just sick of our family, sick of the rules, sick of doing things the way that we're told to do it, and we just wanted to escape. We just wanted freedom. We just wanted to run away and live life our way. And we probably all made plans at some point about running away, whether or not we followed through and actually did it. And that's exactly what happens in this story. So the prodigal son, he says to his father, "Give me my share of the estate." And this is more or less exactly like us saying to our parents, "Hey, can you sell your house? And can you give me my part of my inheritance?" So it's kind of like saying to your parents, "I wish you were dead. I just want your money. I wish you were dead." This is what happens, and the father, he does that. He divides his land, it says in the Bible, and he sells part of his land and he gives this son's inheritance to him. And the son runs away with his wealth, and it says that he squanders it on wild living. So he has parties, spends it on prostitutes, he just goes absolutely wild. But it's not long before all of his money runs out. And he finds himself in a state of absolute poverty. And this is a picture of what happens when we run away from God. Sometimes we think that the Bible and God and its laws, they're just too stuffy, too oppressive, and we would rather just live life our way. And God allows that to happen. He gives us the choice to live how we want. But when we do that, the end result is always spiritual poverty. It's always emptiness. It's always, we end up really with nothing. And in the story of the prodigal son, it says in verse 17 that he comes to his senses. And that's often what happens to us. We find ourselves in a place where we say, you know what? There's got to be more to life than this, than me trying to run my own life, making my own decisions, and just making a mess of it. And at this point, the prodigal son decides to return back to the father. And on the way, you can read in the text, he's rehearsing his speech to the father. I've sinned against you, I've sinned against heaven. And he must have been full of anxiety as he returns back to his father. But the incredible thing is how his father responds. So it says that his father sees him from a long way off and he runs to his son. And it says that he gives him a signet ring, he gives him a cloak, he throws a party, he kills the fattened calf. So this symbolizes how God views us when we are lost and we come back to him. He's overjoyed, he throws a party. And in the story of the lost sheep, there's a party in heaven when a lost person comes back to God. So this story is an invitation to change our perspective on how we view God. He's not someone who is stuffy and gives us all these laws and he's just annoying. He's someone who wants us to live in relationship with him. This relationship is life-giving, it's